Zeid, you're based in this region.
Yes.
You know what clients are spending on digital. Can you talk to me a little bit about what's happening in this region in terms of a push towards digital?
Well, all right, thank you. First of all, to begin with, I've been in digital for over a decade now, and the growth has been phenomenal, especially recently. We've been talking about online advertising for a long time, but we've really started to see online advertising picking up in a lovely way in the last 3-4 years. Even today, it's still minimal. People keep on talking about the 1% and the 2%, and I'm not so sure how much, but I'm sure it's minimal, but it's maybe more than 2%. Today, online advertising in the Middle East is estimated at about 150 million, 160 million. There are wild different ranges of estimates. Some people go up to $200 million. So still, even when you look at the 150 to 200 million range, it's still small compared to the 14 or 15 billion spent in general on advertising in the Middle East. And these are numbers by Park and Ipsos, who are media monitoring entities. So what's the issue? What's the problem? The problem seems to be a lack of education, lack of awareness, and various other obstacles. Sometimes I think it's a consumer-driven issue because print media is still big in the Middle East. People still read newspapers. People are still on that side of the media divide. So when people start to come in bigger numbers to the digital side, through the internet, through more penetration, through devices like tablets and mobile and so on, then advertisers and clients will have to follow. Just to expound on this point, if you're a travel and tourism company, you're probably spending much more than 2% online. If you're a big hotel group, you're probably spending 10, 15, maybe even 20% online because you're getting great results. Because travelers, they go online first. They search online, they find you, they buy, they book. So you believe in online. But if you are selling a consumer product on a supermarket shelf, chances are you're doing 0.5% online or no online. And this is the problem. It depends what you're selling, who you're selling to, and how much you believe.
You've got offices based in Jordan.
Yes.
Is there a difference between what companies are doing in the GCC countries and the companies that are based in the Levant region, for example?
Very good question, thank you. Yes, well, I mean, mediaME.com, the website we own and operate, is a portal for advertising and media people across the region, but we're based in Amman in Jordan, so we know a lot about the Levant region, and we know a little about Egypt because it's nearby. And of course, we come to the GCC regularly. And all the digital media conferences and the people I've interviewed over the last couple of years have made it very clear that the GCC is where it's all happening in terms of online advertising. And this is natural because the GCC is a big advertising spender. So naturally, the GCC would be a big online spender. And there's the multicultural nature of the GCC, which is really helping. Countries like the UAE are like a metropolis. So people, when they come to the UAE, they want the internet. They buy stuff online. Saudi Arabia is beginning to become like that with its local population. And that's the real shift. When the local Arab indigenous populations start to believe in online and start to buy products online, that's when you'll see the shift. In the Levant region, I think that online advertising is still in its infancy. Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, the Palestinian territories, I say it's maybe even less than 0.5%. I'm not exactly sure because there are no studies, and that's an unfortunate thing. We'd like someone to take care of that, do some proper studies. In Jordan specifically, every major telecom company now is doing online. Every major bank is doing online, but they're doing it in small quantities and sporadically. But it's beginning. Egypt has been a fantastic revelation in the last year. Unfortunately, because of the incidents in Egypt, advertising spend has slowed down in general in Q1 this year. But up until that point, online advertising was skyrocketing in Egypt, driven by, would you believe, video advertising, because they're big in TV commercials. And this is the thing, online advertising is not an island. We're not on the other side of the world. We're part of the marketing community. If TV commercials are big, offline on the big TV networks like, I don't know, NBC, TV commercials are supposed to be big as video advertising online. And that is a trend that you started to see in Egypt prior to the recent incidents. So I would say in Egypt, online advertising is at least becoming as strong as the GCC in terms of percentage of budget. You have to remember, it's a consumer's game. 80 million consumers in that country. How many of them are online? What's the penetration? I'm not exactly sure about that information though.